Hello, I'm Fonze, and I'm going to be playing through a map for the Joy of Mapping 4 Summer School. This is by Kyle2959, and I'm going to be giving him some feedback on it. I gave him a little bit of help with the monster placement, a little bit of guidance, and we're going to see what he's gone ahead and done with everything, and I'm just going to go ahead and say all the comments that I think will be helpful. So, let's go ahead and get started and see how it goes. Now this start right here, I had actually went ahead and designed for basically what it is you got the chain gunners right there that have a direct line of sight to the player, and they'll just go ahead and harass the player generally if the player pretty much goes somewhere that doesn't have ample cover from them. And of course it's a wide open area, there's no real cover for them. But that mob of enemies right there, the low tiers, will provide at least a couple of seconds, and then of course the Cacodemon will eat up quite a few shots. There were, I believe, 3 Cacodemons out here before. We toned it down to 1, and that way this area goes a lot faster. You see in about 30 seconds it took for me to complete that area. And there was some nice little bit of pressure right there. Of course, fairly easy going, but you're not going to really get too much out of an area like this. We're beyond the stage where we're going to be changing the map a whole lot, so, but in the future, of course, something like adding in little ledges and stuff. Maybe if you would have widened a couple of these up, could have stuck, a couple monsters up there, maybe had just a little bit more pressure from different angles, and stuff like that. Of course, just trying to come up with something a little bit more interesting than just kind of a wide open area. But definitely it looks pretty nice, and I do like the crashed plane right here. That's pretty entertaining. Got the water drug up on the beach behind it. Get a little attention to detail and stuff like that. And so it's of course nice to play maps from all sorts of different people and get to see their perspective on things. So regardless of how negative or positive my feedback gets here, understand that there are definitely a lot of things about this map that I do like, and definitely don't look at it as a piece of crap or anything, or whatever comes with just I guess that kind of feeling of that stuff isn't the way that you quite wanted it to be. Nothing is ever perfect, and you just gotta live with that, and it's just the way that life is, and you just gotta take the good with the bad, and this map definitely has a lot of good to go with what little bad it does have. So you gotta, just kind of change your perspective on things a little bit there, and it definitely helps. Now this was as far as I made it before I decided to go ahead and start recording this, because I noticed that this has actually changed quite a bit. As you can see, there's now some, the Mancubus is still there. I believe he was there before, but now we got this Revenant up here, and that chain gunner, and there's a few other kind of ledge enemies that are going to kind of restrict movement somewhat to the player, at least until he starts kind of clearing them out. So we're going to start clearing them out, and there's going to be some bulls and stuff running in here. And that's good, just a way to kind of generally just harass the player and kind of pressure them into certain areas where you want them to go. Kind of hurt them along. Now this was something, this is actually where I stopped recording right here. Or stopped playing before I decided to start recording. And just that kind of conglomeration of enemies right there, they seem to like to conglomerate behind that APC. So it would be good to go ahead and just, I guess, maybe teleport them to different locations. Maybe flank the player a little bit more so from the other side. I should probably get help and stop talking quite so much here for a second. That's one nice thing about this map is it's pretty lenient. So I can't too much. But just kind of keeping these areas a little bit better defined. I'm just gonna eat every single shot that comes at me. See, that's one thing that I gotta say that I like about what they went ahead and added in these Revenants, and they've worked really well in this area because the shots were homing, and just that was fantastic. But the shots are homing, and that kind of helps to chase the player down and to keep him on his toes when he steps out into areas where the revenants are kind of infested in place. And of course, without a power weapon to take him out very quickly, there's not much that you're going to be able to do as far as mowing them down just real quick, while the other mobs just kind of piddle their way slowly over to you. So I actually haven't seen any of the level past where I just died at, which is actually kind of fitting that I died there. So, that could do with maybe, I think that Magnus up there could have probably been a Revenant. Would have been pretty nice. Just for the fact that, you'd have something on this side. When the player's on this side, you'd have something over here. It would be, homing, much like that guy's doing right there. Would just help to kind of cover the area just a little bit more. And, it's all very light cover. But, of course, that occasional homing rocket will definitely, wake up a sleeping player, and definitely make the monsters much more formidable and start, once you start getting the player off balance and flustered, they're going to start making more and more mistakes, and these low tier mobs will actually be able to do their job more. A nicely placed kind of medium tier to harass the player. Especially when that medium tier can't really be easily dispatched until the low tiers are dispatched. So I will say that I really like the changes to monster placement in this area. A couple of things that can just be toned down, or changed a little bit, like that massive mobs. This time it wasn't so much of a bother with going the other way, it seems, so that was actually pretty cool. And then of course that Magnus was down there, might be better as a Revenant. Now I'm not sure about this Archvile up here. He actually hasn't attacked me yet, so for some reason my brain is just not doing it. He's too much of a threat, of course he is. But I'm trying to think of what all this area of attack is. It actually looks like he's going to have quite a bit of area of attack. He's in a pretty tricky spot. And it appears there's another one in there. Yeah, that could be dangerous. Now see, with these Archviles up here in these locations, something you're going to have to understand is that most players are going to want to kill this Archvile right now. He's there, he's a threat right now, there's no other monsters around, I can totally kill him right now. So a lot of players are going to want to kill him right now, so at this point, it would be really good for a player to have a power weapon. Either a super shotgun or a rocket launcher. I mean, you might want to save the plasma gun for later in the map, understandably. But it would be good to bring that power weapon in, especially a rocket launcher. It'd be good to bring that power weapon in earlier on, so that the player can kind of deal with this Archvile in a less than inconvenient way, because most players are going to want to just simply take him out. Also, it appears that that guy is stuck. Excuse me for a second. Yeah, it looks like this chain gun right here is stuck. Or something funny going on. But this right here, this type of thing, where, I mean, this is probably one of the best strategies that I could do for dealing with this Archvile right now. I could, try and duck and run out of a corner, with a shotgun perhaps. Or leave it for later, but I'm of course not going to do that. But that's the type of thing that you want to avoid. So it'd be better, at that point, if a player is going to probably do that, 99.9% of players will, you might as well just throw in a rocket launcher. And good to keep players awake. Well done. But at that point, you might as well just throw in a rocket launcher, so that, just somewhere nearby, in a very easily findable location, and just let players kill that Archvile quickly, one
once they get up to them. It might be a good idea too to go ahead and limit the rocket ammo out here that the players can be picking up beforehand, so that maybe they can pick up that rocket launcher, but they have to go ahead and maybe grab those rockets back there to deal with the archvile. That would be one thought. You do have a lot of health and armor in this map, and I'm not really messing with the health and armor because, in my opinion, I mean, it'd be better to focus on the monsters, make the fights more engaging, and just leaving the health and armor and all the pickups as they are. But in the future, you're definitely going to want to try and balance the map a little bit more. Although I will note on one hand that if you do something like this and then starve the player later on, you're probably going to find a lot of players dying. Because you get kind of used to the map being pretty lenient, and then when it starves, you screw you over. So it's good to keep everything consistent. You've done a pretty good job keeping all the health, ammo, and everything consistent throughout the map, but I would try and just keep it a little consistently less than this. I mean, I know things like bodies and trees and whatnot are classified as decorations in Doom Builder, but your real decorations should be your line work. And like you look at this area, and I will say I do like these enemy additions right here, and I like the fact that it's not a giant conglomeration of enemies down where I'm at. So well done with this so far. But your line work here should be, your decorations. It should be really what draws the player to saying, wow, that's a cool looking area. Not so much the bodies. Like, players have seen a million bodies, and we've all played slaughter maps where we've made a million bodies. So, the bodies as decoration, I mean, it can be good as a cinematic effect to some degree, and I understand that's what you're going for here. But, cinematography isn't what makes it. Hold up a second. See this right here? That should not be, I think that's because it's lower unpegged, if I'm remembering correctly. Unflag that though, it shouldn't be like that. The lift should, the texture should scroll down with the lift. In terms of looking like a 3D object. But, oh gosh, that totally distracted me from what I was talking about a second ago. Suppose I'll move on to say that there's something going on here, maybe. All right. Well, I like the changes to the monster placement here, and in the area, and it's definitely good to keep your line work as your main attractions, and you do have some really cool looking stuff, some nice colors. It'd be nice to see a little bit more contrast in the lighting of this area. I mean, for example, you got this outside area, and it's very bright. I'm not sure what the brightness is out here, but I would take a guess that it's well over 192. I guess if you're making a daytime map, 192, there's another stuck chain gunner right there. Yeah, you want to go ahead and check some of your monster placement up there on the up in these crates. But anyway, when you when I make a map, I guess if you're making a daytime map, you might want to go with a 192 or maybe a 208 as your outside kind of ambient light. But I generally try to go with like a 176 or maybe a 192 as like a maximum for an outside ambient light. I like the 176 mostly because you can do a 176 outside, have inside your buildings like a 128. I would never go lower than a 128. You can get away with something lower than a 128, certain areas, kind of very like a rare occasion type of use, I would say, as far as brightness below 128. But 128 brightness is pretty good for like your darker portions of your inside areas. So you can do your outside at like your 176, and then like underneath the first thing you could have like your 160, and then leading into your 144, and then on maybe the kind of the darker places, where you want the shadows to be, those could be your 128s. unless you specifically want some shadow casting, then maybe you can do like something a little bit lower, but I would try to keep those areas pretty small because players don't like being able to not see things. And but anyway, keeping kind of your ambient light at a little bit of a lower level allows you to make these lights all stand out more. Because if you look at this, you know, I'm standing out here, and the sky, the floor, you know, everything is just as bright as the kind of the brightest, you know, bits in here that are, you know, really attracting to the eye. So if you had that outside area a little bit dimmer, these lights and this blue and all this really pretty stuff would stand out a lot more. So kind of working a little bit on the lighting and contrast of areas, but of course that's not what our focus is here. So apologies, I'm getting a little sidetracked. Yeah, looks like there might be something over there. There's the super shotgun. Okay, we got a trap. Now, I will note that this is not a very deadly trap. Something that you have to be careful with Lost Souls is that they will just as often fight each other as they will the player. And of course, they're very fleeting in their movement, and as far as being able to predict it and as a mapper. Just as a decent example, I've made a couple of speed maps, and for lack of time to make an easy mode, I've just replaced every single monster in hard mode with Lost Souls. And when you play the map, basically, you can just kind of run through it. And you won't really actually take too much damage because the Lost Souls will just as often hit each other as they will you. Also, be careful of this right here. The player's kind of falling over the edge there. So that trap right there wasn't very deadly. I will say the Hell Knight coming down the catwalk was pretty nice. It would have been nicer if I didn't fall off and I was actually a little bit more cornered. It might be better to go ahead and replace the Hell Knight maybe with like 2 Revenants. Throw maybe like 2 more Revenants over there. Actually, no. Throw 2 Revenants over there, where the Hell Knight was. Throw the Hell Knight over here, or maybe even 2 Hell Knights, just to further discourage players from going that way. We want to draw the player out this way, towards the open area, and away from all this enclosed catwalk area. So you throw 2 Revenants over here, and the Hell Knights over there. The Revenants have less health, present more threat. The player's probably going to go over there. You can maybe throw a couple of Cacodemons, or possibly like 1 Pain Elemental, in these kind of corners, or like under there, or under here, or something like that. You know, maybe, you know, kind of right, just somewhere along the edges here, to flank the players a little bit more. Actually, I would keep them out of this area, because they'll fire through them. So maybe over here on this side, or over here, throw in like maybe 1 or 2 Cacodemons, or a Pain Elemental. Keep it nice and light. Don't try to make things too difficult, because you'll create a slog. So keep it nice and light, but those are just some ideas of monsters to place. But like the Hell Knights over there, and the Revenants over here, player will probably come over here. And at least there's some more open area. You got the barrels over here, probably some of them might still be left, and can create a little bit of a hazard. And of course keep it light, because once the player rushes over here and actually kills the Revenants, all the enemies will be in front of the player. And so at this point it will be cleanup. And so you want to keep the cleanups real quick. So that's why I'm saying go nice and light on it. So you want the main threat to kind of be before the player has, you know, disassembled the weakest portion of it. Hopefully that all makes sense and I'm not just babbling. But anyway, so to continue on, it looks like this area has been cleared up a little bit in terms of enemies. Or they're just all over here. Oh yeah, okay, so a little bit of a change here. This is good. I would have liked to see a couple of enemies up top on a couple of these crates. particularly if maybe, well, maybe something will in here in a second. I gotta look at both those. Because the thing about this area is that you're really just entering it like one time, so it's just an in and out kind of thing, and so it's really good to look at it kind of as all as one experience, and you might split the experience up into a couple of pieces, but we do have to keep in mind that if we make the first fight a slog and the second fight is fight a slog, then that wouldn't be good. Ooh, nice effect there. I like that. That's great. That really helps prevent the switch hunt that there was before. So that was a very smart move. I like that. Okay, so this hasn't actually changed too much aside from the additional lost souls, it looks like, instead of a couple of the Caco demons. Yeah, I would have liked to seen a little bit more with this area. I think this area has some good potential for an encounter, and so I'd like to see a little more done with this. But definitely improvements all the way around, so that's good. See, the problem with this though is that, of course, once these monsters are over here, I mean, even before I fired in the first place, I probably could have just exited the room. There's no real need to fight these guys. That's cricket. I doubt that they'll present much threat later on. But worst case scenario, I can always hit them up with this rocket launcher. Looks like there are a couple of enemies out there. Oh no. I might have spoke too soon. I'm in trouble. Oh, I'm in trouble. I don't know if I'm supposed to be able to get that soul spear like that, but if not, might want to check that. If that's okay, then pretty sweet. Alright, I do like that these Cacos did actually follow me out. Presented somewhat of a threat while I dealt with those shotgunners. And, fell. Those ones did. So flying enemies, of course, great for traversing terrain. Perhaps it is best that these enemies are all, or at least mostly flying enemies, so that they can follow the player out. Of course, land-based enemies would never be able to make it up the stairs. But I would really like to see a little bit more done in the combat realm of this. At least maybe with the I don't know, maybe if you remove the lost souls of the second wave, so it was just the Cacos, you know, and face them all away from the player, so it just encourages him to skip them. That's still not going to be a friendly little texture misalignment there. Yeah, I don't think that's going to be a very friendly exit for him though. Well, anyway, I do like the Cacos coming out of there, but maybe with the first wave, it would be nice maybe as the player. I mean, the problem is there's no way to prevent them from just jumping off this. You could maybe flag this line def with the same trigger. That looks a little bit wonky to me, but my personal taste. Anyway, you could flag this just with the same trigger, and then maybe put like another trigger like over here, little line trigger, so that when the player comes across this, maybe you know, some enemies appear up on the crates, you know, in front of him and behind him, and you know, create a nice little situation. I don't know, maybe it's good as is though. I mean, we are getting pretty close to the end of the line, so we don't want to make too many changes, but definitely been improvements there, so that's good. These guys must have all come from here. That makes sense. Yeah, now see these two enemies being Okay, yeah, those were shotgunners, yeah. These two enemies being revenants behind the shotgunners works a lot better than the barons. I mean, even on the off chance that they fire a homing missile, of course it's going to be a lot more deadly than the baron's straight firing shot. The revenants do more damage, and then of course they die quicker. So it helps to prevent the player just standing there for 10 or 15 seconds just while launching rockets. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to go ahead and stop.
I'll make it right. I will say that Lost Souls do work well for this this little road right here. Hang on a second. Oh, sorry about that. Lost Souls do work pretty well for this this area right here. So I do like their use. It might be good just to throw in a pain elemental. Well then again, if you throw one in for the earlier fight, it might be good to leave that as just a conglomeration of souls. I think they actually work pretty well as is. That entire fight actually I thought was pretty good. Perhaps if I would have been paying a little bit more attention, I might have a few more intelligent things to say about it. But to be honest, it caught me a little off guard. In particular when I died. Yeah, I think that Baron would have been best left out. I don't know. I think just the two Hell Knights would have probably been good as far as that species is concerned. About you. I will say that it's such a dickish place for a chain gunner, but I love it. So don't change it. Alright, shit. Probably save for this because the first time I played this map I died at this part. Oh wait, do you actually not even need to do that? Oh yeah, okay. That's actually pretty cool that this is optional. I for some reason thought it wasn't. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and save. Just because. I do like that fight. I think the two Revenants work pretty well. You might be able to get away with adding like one or two more. I think I just broke a fight. That's one reason why you gotta be careful about using things to make your triggers work. The good thing about not using things to make your triggers work is that they ensure that the player will be in a certain place. That's one reason why I really don't miss not having the ability to use things to create or to start triggers from Z-Doom. I really don't miss that when I'm at Boom because you really don't want that anyway. To put it a little bluntly. I kind of want to jump down there just for a little bit, but I shouldn't. See, now what confuses me here is, and I haven't looked at it this time around, but, when I looked at this in Doom Builder, when I was editing the monster placement, I remember there being a blue key back here, but I don't understand why the blue key would be there. It seems to me like the blue key should be given way before this point, because alright, anyway, behind this blue door, or it might be behind, the place that you teleport to, pretty sure you teleport over here, there's a, a plasma rifle. But why would a plasma rifle be given in such an optional and secretive way if it's given after the, pretty much just freely given, or mandatorily given, I guess maybe might be a better word, I don't know. But after the plasma gun that's kind of on the beaten path, you get that kind of secretive one. I mean, I don't know if that quite makes sense. A nicely placed barrel. Nice, nice. I like the use of cameras there to kind of get rid of the switch hunt. No, that was definitely a very good addition. Alright, so this one we're nearing the end of the map. I mean, there's no reason why I shouldn't have the blue key already. I mean, because basically, once I go up that lift, all I have left to do is to hit that switch that releases all the enemies, and then I can basically go to the exit. So, unless I missed a, maybe, I might have missed a secret switch or something in here. Not sure.
Yeah, you see how that one moves right there? That's how that shit looks. Yeah, I'm afraid I just don't know how to get the blue key. Give me 1 second. Alright. Oh shit. Oh god. Yeah. I'm sure this one's a good idea. Before I start, arch files in 64 wide spaces like this just notoriously do not mix, because the arch files can basically never come in unless I let them, and I have to really screw up. But yeah, this is alright, there we go. Alright, yeah, you might be able to keep more arch file, maybe. Having like all the way down there or something. Maybe better yet, all the way down there. And then probably doesn't matter. If you put them all the way down there, the player can kind of run and jump down in a panic and be somewhat safe. Apparently there's more down there. That's not good. But you might be able to get away with one and do, like, you know, maybe just a couple of shotgunners or something like that, just to kind of harass the player in just a very small way for that little spot. Or better yet, just let the player exit the room. I think that'd probably be the best way to go. This is not good. I don't even know how I'm gonna get down there. Oh god, this is gonna hurt. I'm gonna have to press on that one. I do not like this at all. Holy shit, how many of them are there? Jesus Christ. Alright, yeah, this one was a bad design decision, just bad use of large files. Jesus Christ, I need cells. But, I will say it's considerably more effective than the Cyber Demon. So there's a plus in that regard, but it's just a bit too much. Honestly, I don't even know if I would recommend one archvile there. I mean, you could probably get away with you could probably get away with doing the old trick, like one archvile with all these dead bodies here. I guess that's not so bad. But definitely don't need this this large quantity. I'm not actually sure what else spawned in here, unfortunately. Also, I'm not actually sure how to get to any of the that kind of back area up there. I'm not actually sure how to get there. That arachnotron could be placed better, or just, I mean, more so raised up. As you can see, I mean, he can't even shoot me. Of course, we're trying to do things quickly, so yes, of course, you can't be expected to test every little thing. That's what your testers are for. But stuff like that, you'll learn over time that there are certain heights that you can't just put an enemy, behind. Like if that was a Revenant, you'd probably be shooting over it just fine. But the arachnotrons fire from a little bit lower. So if you just went ahead and just raised up the floor that he was standing on, he'd probably be able to shoot out. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and call it here. It's been a little under 45 minutes. And I've covered most of the map. I didn't get to a couple of spots, but I have no actual idea how to get there, so. Fun map, fun times. Did definitely a good job with this. I would like to see a couple of those areas that I mentioned changed. I think it would do the map justice. But overall, I've seen a lot of improvement, and that's good so far. I guess to yeah, watch the enemies that were in this area bunching up. I think that's actually about where they were bunching up. Somewhere, like probably, I think right here actually. So be careful of that. You might want to maybe place a few more down in this lower area. A couple of the other fights throughout here could do with just a little bit of changing. I'd really love to see more come out of this helipad area. I thought this helipad area was really cool. And of course, just with the height variation it's got. I mean, basically crate areas are kind of like what a lot of mappers do when they throw in the towel. because you don't want to overuse it. It's so cliche that you really don't want to overuse it, so most mappers will try to stay away from it. But there's nothing wrong with a great area, and everybody loves a great area as long as it's not overused. So you know, when you're ready to kind of throw in the towel, you put in that great area, and it just gives you a lot of you can take just any room and put in just hold tons of height variation, and that's the beautiful thing about them. And so you got this great area right here, and it'd be nice to see that height variation used a little bit more for enemies to harass the player from above. You saw the effect that a lot of the enemies that you placed as turrets had on me through this playthrough. Hopefully you'll get some good hopefully you'll get something good to take away from all this. And I'd like to say good job once again, man. It's been a lot of fun playing through this, and I look forward to what changes you make. There's not going to be too many left to go. A lot of this is good to go. Just a couple little things that need tweaking, and you're definitely on the right track, man. So good job once again, and take care.